Welcome back.
Fireball.
You don't have spells.
You don't know what I have.
I,
I was about to be so proud of us for not interrupting Logan. I was
I
like,
mean,
oh my
technically he
God.
does.
Technically, I
He,
do.
he
It's called D
he's
and D
got
Beyond.
access. He's got access to
All
it.
I gotta do is
So
carry a parent in both hands and have him cast a spell. It still counts.
Yeah, as Perrin, your Perrin would become your arcane focus at that point.
Exactly.
Ooh.
Bad.
Ugh. Ha. And that is called fanfic. Anyways.
What?
Fanfic. That's all that was in my head right there.
Anyway,
Was just like you're
so,
carrying around
we're
Perrin.
last-
This becomes a thing.
We're
how much have you
last.
been thinking about this, Taryn?
Now I'm thinking
I mean,
about it. Damn it.
As much
All
as
right.
you two bicker in game, I'm just saying it's been mentioned in various realms that is also a
That's a really lifelike ventriloquism dummy you have there, Mr. Corvus.
Thank you. My worm has found haven.
All right, guys.
Okay.
That's on that note. I'm gonna. All right, bye, guys. I want to go home.
You are home.
Wow.
So
All right.
last time
Last time on the Ecriom expedition, damn it, why did I fucking open my mouth? The party met an owlbear. They befriended it. They learned that as long as you keep your butt hand behind you in a closed fist while also respectfully petting the bear, that it will respect you and it will be your friend. They then went through a series of tunnels directing the remaining members of the Platinum Bastion that were at this Mortal Hand hideout to take the owlbear outside of Deepwell and release it. They go down and delve into the depths, these winding tunnels that seem to be more or less rat tunnels of sorts for the Mortal Hand to get where they needed to go without being seen. Going higher up in the levels of Deepwell as well as going lower. They follow them lower until they reach a small alcove where the three take a short rest. There, Eden presses on ahead to find a causeway with multiple points in which the party could go. She takes a few minutes, looks around, finds a way to the Deepwell Lake, finds a way to an iron door that has a scent of necromantic energy around it. Finds a spider tunnel and finds one that delves deeper and deeper into the under regions of Ecriom. She rejoins the party. They finish their rest, and when the three finally get to this causeway, they take a moment. Corvus reflects on the conversations and experiences he's had, having a quick out-of-body experience following the tunnel to see the door at the end leading to the Mortal Hand Fortress. Remembering Dolus's words, that the half-elf was willing to help one of like mind and like experiences, but couldn't simply just leave the door unlocked. He had worked too hard and worked too long to give up and to knowingly betray his father's trust. Where we left off, you had a moment where you connected with your sister, who told you that the Platinum Bastion, along with forces belonging to some of the other barons, were beginning their approach on the Mortal Hand Fortress hideout. You told them to proceed, and as they began, so did you, as you walked down this center tunnel, following the necromantic energies. And as you did, Eden heard a voice, reassuring her that, at least to her, these powers were trivial things. That's where we'll pick up. As the three of you...
So are you?
Oh, go for
Are
it.
you coming down this way or what? I've got the smallest set of legs and you're both moving as slow as molasses. Let's go.
With
What's molasses?
It's a dark, sticky substance that takes a very long time to move.
Is it alive? Is that why it moves?
No, but it's delicious in some very particular baking. And if you'd like a recipe, I'll have Finara make it for you whenever we get back together.
Is Eden just like walking forward, like kind of like in a daze, and then snaps out of it as you say that, and is like just yeah.
Corvus follows.
So what's the plan here? Because like there's a big door. Are we just gonna knock on it? Are we gonna go in? And you seem like you've had everything very planned, Corvus, and I don't want to upset you or anything.
Oh, does that mean you will refrain from murdering everyone?
I'm definitely going to try. I told you I would. But if I can, just say the word.
We are going to get close enough before we need to enter. Based on my understanding on how far my sister has declared the forces are, we go in, deal with whoever stands in our way. That will give enough distraction for the rest of the forces to assemble. However, if we find Nolas or Nathaniel, we proceed against them with caution. They are both more capable than any of their foot soldiers.
When you say deal with them,
I need Nathaniel alive in the end.
that's great. What about like
Dolas.
the other one?
If
I just want to make sure that if I accidentally kill somebody or not to.
If battle begins, if lethal force is necessary to keep yourself alive, so be it. But I need Nathaniel alive.
Okay. And we don't want to kill Dolus because no, we're good.
With everyone, if lethal force comes to it, fine. But I emphasize, the one I need alive is Nathaniel.
Alive? Does that count if it's maimed?
Alive.
I just wanted details in case.
I believe the explicit alive, I mean, that's enough. As long as he's breathing, that's fine. Okay. Yeah.
I need to be able to take him from here, above ground, to answer for his crimes. So alive should be a consistent condition, not a temporary one.
Okay. I understand clearly. Let's not lethally wound. Is that right words?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
and continuing on.
All right. So, what the fuck are we looking for? And just parents just leading the way for no reason other than his impatience.
I would also like to point out that while they are walking, Eden's arm does the grow hair and sloughs off and turns into Grim thing. And the little white ferret like comes up and is like sitting on Eden's shoulder. I just wanted to make a point that I have my familiar.
Perfect. Let's see. So with Perrin leading the way, the first thing you notice is that after maybe about the first 20 or so feet, the tunnel systems grow dark. This main corridor that you're following contains a level of dimmish light, but every once in a while you'll hit a space where there looks to be either an alcove or another small passage, and when you look into it, you're met with nothing but pitch black. As you continue on, all of you go ahead and give me either perception, investigation, or arcana checks. I'll give you 3.
Super laggy.
Ooh,
That's
I would
cool.
like that to be an Arcana check, and that is a natural 20 plus 7.
I rolled base, so my passive of 13 across the board, with the exception of Arcana, which would be an 11. But perception, investigation, 13.
Cool.
I got a 26. 16 on the die.
Whew. Oh my god. That's disgusting.
Yeah, I lead. I just don't see anything.
So you're leading. Yeah, you're just following straight through. You're like pretty confident this tunnel's fine. You guys are nothing to worry about. When you reach these alcoves, Eden, where this kind of pitch black, it turns almost pitch black. You take a moment and like kind of put your hand close, like Grim walks up onto the edge of your hand and sniffs. And as you like put your fingers, just your fingertips into it to test it out, and like moves freely. There's no like, it's not viscous. It's very fluid, in, out. But when you put your hand into the darkness, it's like you don't even have a hand there. The darkness is so thick, or is magical, innately magical enough to obscure any sort of light. And again, it gives off this... There's a conjuration aspect to it, but it's a conjuration with the intent of necrocism. And Corvus, you, as you're following the ever so eager Perrin, as you begin to pass these alcoves, you pass maybe 2 or 3, and as Eden stops to inspect one, your ears perk up for a moment. Through this darkness, and echoing behind you, is a very steady, you would almost mistake it for a breeze, but soft rattle of breath and bone.
That's coming from the alcoves, not
It's coming from like through the darkness in the alcoves.
But the vibe that I originally got from the meditation says that where I need to go, was it down this path in general?
So that you would know from your vision at the end of this path, and this path winds a little, and like it's generally straight, but has its little bit of wind, so you can't quite see the end from where you guys began. But going pretty much straight through this tunnel would lead you to the door that would lead you into the fortress.
I think with Corvus's intention is to keep on the path, but we'll maintain a bit of extra alertness in case something tries to ambush primarily Perrin. The goal is to kind of keep Perrin from being stuck in the middle of a fight, since Perrin needs to be a bit away. So my primary focus is if something gets close to myself or Perrin, and Eden is secondary in that, but I will not overtly make note of any detail unless I see, hear, or sense something that I can actually tangibly recognize.
Okay. Perfect. Perrin, how quickly along would you say you'd be moving?
Well, I'm 25-foot walking speed, so unless they're just keeping up with me and losing 5 feet to not overtake me,
Mm-hmm.
I'm walking at normal pace.
Normal pace.
I'm
You're not
just
like
keeping up.
zealously skipping and trotting through ahead of your party. That's why I was more making sure that you weren't like overextending yourself.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I'm doing it casually. I just happened to start doing it first.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
Eden is going to go ahead and drink the elixir that they had poured themselves earlier.
Go for it.
It's a 3.
A 3. Go ahead and now roll me a stealth check.
Stealth check.
Yeah.
Okay. I will also unstopper the little vial that Eden gave me. It's a D10 or D8?
For the vial, so if you drink the vial, you just get a +1 to your AC.
Right, but the effect
Oh,
is
the effect is you grow either thick scales or another natural armor on your skin of your choice. So, like, as Eden chugs it, this bark just kind of grows and sprouts, like, over her skin. I kind of wanted to leave it to the player who imbibed it to decide what kind of
oh, so it's
natural
either one or
armor.
the other.
Like, you
Uh,
get an AC, but you can just some kind of natural armor.
Very cool. Okay, I thought it was like a table thing that I rolled on.
I used to have that, but I got rid of it. I want to see what you do.
Okay, cool. So Perrin, on his merry way, is just hopping forward, and he pulls a little vial out, takes the cork out, and then throws it back. Um, what you witness is, it's this. I think it's less of a scaling, more so than it is, like the skin turns to like stone, more so than anything else. Um, it's very dense and rigid, and little, like, you can see like little cracks form in his neck, and there are like, splints of, and he wouldn't see this, but you'd see little splints up the back of his neck, of like a little geode splint, where you'd see like coloration of like bright purple. Um, but yes, that's what we're doing here. And for a stealth check, oh god, base 15. I keep rolling tens.
15. You move forward a little bit more. You find another alcove to your left. You hear, coming from this darkness, help, help, help.
Oh fuck no, absolutely not. Alcoves to the left of me, alcoves to the right. Here I am, walking down right the middle. And he just continues to like walk forward. He hears that sound and is not addressing it.
Corvus, with your passive perception, and Eden as well, at the base, on the ground where the darkness meets the floor of this cavern, you can see about this much, probably that much, of a hand, the fingers still moving, as whatever's calling, help, Help me.
Does it look dead?
Make a medicine
does
check.
it look decayed?
Make a medicine check.
I'm good at those.
As if it's it's clawing to free itself.
Okay.
Point of quick order. Eden's drink. Did she disclose how long this thing is supposed to last?
Just so you know, it lasts an hour.
And she knows that, right?
She has a general idea.
Okay, cool. So then,
but Corvus absolutely did see like Eden chug it, and then like bark just kind of erupts over like natural plating, and I honestly don't even know if Perrin realizes that Perrin is stoned right now.
No clue.
I
have it in a glass vial. No, we'll keep going.
Okay. That is a total. That's 16 on a medicine check to see if the hand is decayed.
From what you can see, it's not.
I've seen lots of decayed hands.
You've seen lots of decay hands. This doesn't look. This doesn't look like it's decaying. You don't see any signs of the flesh kind of sloughing away, or any sort of rot or bone. But as you take a closer look, you. Oh, go ahead.
No, that's. Are we going to help them?
No. We do not engage in anything that requires aid other than our soldiers at best. Dolos deals in death.
But what if he's hurting somebody?
We do not deal with those that do not bother us. We seek Lethaniel. And primarily Lethaniel.
We'll stay on task.
I just... Okay. That kept me in... Okay.
And almost
I will
like
give you assurance.
As the grip on the hand loosens. And you can hear the slow as the body is being pulled from the entryway.
As it's being pulled, if possible, I'd like to focus on the sound of it being pulled. I want to get an idea of sounds coming from it other than the being pulled, i.e., Corvus is trying to discern what is pulling it. If it's the size of something being pulled, if it's organic, or if it sounds like a mechanism that's pulling it.
Yeah, go for it. Make a perception check for me.
I can't use.
I get you. I get where your mind is.
Yeah. That's an 18.
18. With an 18, you can hear. I'm closing my eyes to try to get into the. You can hear the soft shuffle of what sounds like feet. You could hear the ever so slight clink of chain, like two chain links, chain links as they're being tugged. So you'd imagine whatever is pulling this is something that's at least bipedal. It's from the sounds of it. With an 18, sounds bipedal, and has the ability to pull a chain which this body was probably affixed to.
Something bipedal is pulling on chain that is then pulling this body.
Correct. You also hear, as you're focusing and listening, a rattle. It starts softly, coming from behind you the way you came. And then you hear a surge as one rattle picks up, and then this other kind of death rattle comes from the other side. And as you turn in this brief moment where the path does this quick kind of S shape, you can make out a hand coming around the corner, gripping it, and a skeletal face emerging. And as that skeletal face is emerging, it's almost as if a wave, as several other skeletons are beginning to pour over it and making their way toward the three of you down the tunnel.
Immediate gauging on rate of movement. I actually would, if possible, I want to rely more on sound than sight. So I want to keep my eyes forward on the path. I don't want to look back. I want to try to gauge rate of movement by sound.
As you're standing there, or as you guys are continuing to move forward?
I don't think we actually stopped.
I think we would probably start moving faster, correct?
Cool.
It depends. Depending on their current rate of that sound, Corvus has thoughts depending on that rate of sound of how
Oh, yeah,
fast the sound
parents.
is going.
Yeah. Oh, I'm gone. The rattle comes and that is uncomfortable.
Yeah, and it's the sound of like it's just this continuous meshing of bone on bone as these skeletons are just continuing to push past each other one after the other to try to get to you.
Okay.
Exclusively bone?
My next question.
There are
Is it only from one?
No, it's from it's like a
you guys have passed
mean...
several. You guys have passed several, and it sounds like at least the initial couple that you've passed have become aware of your presence, and after a moment, several moments of mobilization, one led into a mixture of another, and led into a mixture of another, until they're now this kind of mash of several swarms of skeletal entities.
I just mean, are they piling out of the first couple, or is it like are they coming through one doorway? Is it like are they being stupid, or are they like?
Oh no, they're not. They're intelligently pushing down the central down this central hall.
Okay.
But they're not intelligently moving as a group, right? There's no military, they're not in complete ranks moving step by step in unison. They're moving over each other. When one falls, it's getting trampled by the others before it stands up in the back and continues to trample over others. This is a raging river of bone and whatever skeletal tissue is left to keep these things held on. But
okay.
your best guess, Corvus, is they're moving about the same pace as somewhere between Perrin and Eden, would be their base pace by the sound of it. By the time they caught up to you and how fast you guys have been moving.
Okay. So then I know that Perrin is going, and if Eden goes, Corvus will trail behind because I am indefinitely faster than them with my normal speed, and I want to be able to trail to deter the skeletal things in case they get too close, but still be able to get to the front.
To the front?
Faster than in case something worse is in front of us.
Okay. I need, from the three of you, as you begin to push on to this next passage, either an acrobatics or athletics check.
We're doing acrobatics here, dog.
Yeah.
That is a 19 on the die for 25.
That is a 5 on the die for 10.
That's a 14.
So 10, a 14, and Corvus, yours was, one more time?
25.
25. So you are very capable, Corvus. You're kind of bouncing off the walls at this point. Making sure that you are avoiding any sort of, not necessarily traps or triggers, but anything that would trip you up. Eden, very much the same, keeping pace. And as you pass an alcove, Perrin, you watch as a humanoid, human arm comes out about knee length or knee height of you. You go to vault it, and your foot catches the back of it, and you trip and fall over. As you do, the other, your two companions still running on ahead. What you see crawling out of this space is this almost like teal but pale creature. Its face gaunt, its eyes hollow. It's not a whole lot of decay, but in its mouth, jagged teeth, a tongue coming out of it forked slithering towards you. You only see about from the shoulders up, and even the shoulders itself are probably about as broad as what you remember orchids being. An imposing figure, if it was upright, begins to crawl towards you, and I need you to make another acrobatics or athletics check as it's going to attempt to grapple you real quick.
That's a 21.
If I may, since Perrin fell, I would like to take the time to drink the vial provided by Eden, since Corvus has determined this is the moment that the fan has fallen and the shit is swinging.
Okay.
What does it do again? It's
you just get some kind of natural armor on your skin.
So for
you can describe, but it's +1 AC.
Me and Logan got the same idea of what's happening as it goes, and there's like first that little shining, like as it kind of goes down the throat, there's where the scales start to form kind of along the soft skin of the neck, and then it kind of goes on the outer part of the arm, kind of forming like how a draconic scale is, still leaving seemingly like the underpit still isn't fully, but the scales go for a moment of like shimmering of what very faint light there even would be. But the skin then solidifies on top. So it's like textured skin scales as opposed to just actually having the platinum fully seen.
Cool. As you do that and turn quickly, Perrin, the arm attempts to reach out and grab you. As it begins to grab your boot, how do you avoid the grapple?
I don't have a boot, number one. Number
yeah,
two,
you're barefoot. It grabs your foot. I'm sorry. You're barefoot.
Yeah. No, my little do many people know this, but Perrin is double jointed in many ways. And so Perrin actually just like flicks his ankle, and it just like quickly dislocates, and it allows him to like slip out from the hand, and then he like flicks it back again, and it's back to regular position. Off he goes.
And as your foot relocates, you stand back up and you continue moving forward. You hear this quick "No!" as whatever this thing is now being pulled back into the darkness behind you. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
2.
The wave of skeletal creatures behind you grows ever closer. Now only maybe about a little bit more than a dozen or so feet away from you. Slowly catching up as you fall, catch your feet, continue to move on. At this point, are you, Eden, are you waiting for Perrin to catch up, or would you have pressed forward?
I think Eden would have let 5 feet fall between, like, them and Corvus, but it's still, like, the moment, like, Perrin, like, knocks loose and starts running, Eden is just gonna go, like...
Continue going forward?
Perrin's got this. Like, cool. There's, like, a hesitation of, oh, shit, oh, okay, and then just keeps going.
Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
But
I have a lot of things here, guys.
8.
All right, hang on, let me find it real quick. There it is. Okay. As you are moving past another alcove, you run past, and as you do, you start to see a human-like figure step out of the darkness from your right. Its body wrapped in linen. And as you get to the point where you're like passing in front of it, it extends out its arm, and as it does, a coil of this linen comes out at you and is going to try to wrap out around you for a moment. I need you...
and this is coming from...
This is coming from in front of you now, because Eden's now in the front of the pack, because you stopped to wait for Perrin to catch up.
To get a small distance, Perrin, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Does a 12 doesn't hit, does it?
No, 12 does not, thankfully. In response, Eden would like to send one of her own, and she would like to thorn whip at this stupid fucker.
Go for it.
Okay.
Point of
Big
order,
money.
the only places you can thorn whip from are places that you can see, so if this thing hits, it's going to be pulling it toward you. Either toward you, in front of you, or behind you toward Corvus and Perrin.
The
hall at this point
it
is
says
about
10
15
feet,
foot
10
wide.
feet closer to you.
Oh, okay. Well,
how wide is this?
It's because you can center it wherever you want, so it'd be 10 feet closer to wherever you centered it. But the hall is about 15-ish feet wide at this point.
And no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to pull it close to us.
As you pull up really quick.
Infestation.
Ooh.
Infestation. That's what happens instead. Infestation.
What's that? That's a con save?
Yes. And just a swarm of moths go after the fabric, like the cloth, like.
That's going to be a 16.
That stupid.
And as you have this moment of
I hate
hesitation
saves.
where you're trying to figure out what to do, you cast your moths out and they begin to eat away. They do eat away, but they eat away at the linen, distracted by the cloth rather than the creature. And as it does, the spots where the eyes are, begin to open. And they turn this flash of red. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
So good.
Fuck.
Okay. Wait a minute. We're good. We're so good.
Okay, thank you, Peps. Thank you so much.
That's a 7.
What'd you
Plus-
say? What'd you
That's
do?
a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
It's not my fault. Logan listens to my podcast.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. But a dirty 20. You feel this moment of fear wash over you, and then you remember Lyran's words of the magics and the necrotic energies that come from this place are nothing but trivial things. And this undead that you see before you, it's nothing that scary. You've seen far worse.
In response, Eden will kind of let out like this banshee screech at it, and her jaw will slightly elongate as she just continues to run,
All right.
get bent.
As you do, Perrin, Corvus, you see Eden take a moment, stop for a second, while pretty much face to face with this thing. It is going to get an attack of opportunity at you, which is going to be a 15 plus 5 for a dirty 20.
I didn't realize it was within melee range.
It would have closed the gap, yes. It's very slow though, so you would have had him. You have time to run away. Running away isn't difficult. You're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning.
Okay.
You're going to take.
Because if it's in, I don't know if I would have run if it's in melee. I'm thinking I would have eaten its face.
No.
Don't listen to her.
We're running. I've said it already. I've already
you're
said
gonna
it.
take an additional.
That's right.
You're gonna take an additional 4 points of poison damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a 19.
As this fist slams into your shoulder, you begin to feel this kind of rot begin to set into the flesh. You take a moment between your scream, you look over it and just go and blow it away, and your skin goes back to normal. But you continue on. Perrin, Corvus, you see Eden interacting with this creature. Running away as she does. What would the two of you like to do to try to avoid this?
The creature that has
The creature
that
that's
wants to
left
throw its drapery
that wants to throw its drapery is wrapped in linen. Got evil.
And this is in front of our path?
This is in front of your path, yes, because Eden is now the line leader here.
I'm just gonna run past it.
All right.
I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check then.
14.
14. Yeah. You're able to get out of its, or you're able to kind of take a path where it's still kind of turned and focused on Eden moving forward slowly. You're able to kind of just slide underneath its periphery and continue moving forward without much of cause or need for attack or defending of yourself.
Don't stop.
Corvus. As you run by, it does kind of clock. It clocks Perrin as it's by and kind of turns slightly, but not enough to like turn fully and get a good look at you.
And Eden hasn't gone past it.
Eden's past it at this point. Eden's past it. Perrin's past it. You are on the other end of this thing.
All right, so I'm going to I'm gonna move. I'm going to attempt to move by because I don't want to burn key points. I don't think I would do that yet.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah, we're just going to go and see what the dice wants to do. Let's say 14 on the die for a dirty 20.
Oh, yeah. You are able to very lively, like, kind of like throw one of your butt wings or butt hands off to one side to like distract it, and then you slip around the other end. This is going to be a thing from now on, always.
I accept my fate.
And continue running on with your friends.
Canon.
As it does, it like turns to look where your hand once was, and the skeletal mass slams into it, and almost like a snowball just rolls into it and over, and it just becomes another piece in this moving ball of death or wave of death. With that, though, it will recede a few feet. So it'll recede about 5 or 6 feet. So it's slow. You guys are now about 15 to 17-ish feet away from it. It hasn't quite caught up to you. It's slowed down due to the mummy. Yes, Perrin.
Yeah, I'm as I'm running, I've got my hand up to my mouth and I'm casting prestidigitation as we're going. And what the two of them hear, as I'm technically in the middle of the boat at this point, is and we're running.
Perfect. Eden in the lead. Give me an Arcana check.
That is a 23.
As you are running, you now feel this moment where you hit a very, very from a magical standpoint, you hit a wall. The stuff that you were feeling prior definitely felt like necromantic, was definitely kind of deadly-ish stuff, but as you hit this now kind of next point where you, looking forward, can see firelight in the distance, maybe about 100 or so feet away, through a couple of these different like additional kind of small snake bends through this cavern. This is different. This is death on a completely different level. You've only felt or experienced it on this level at its mildest when you were with Liren. You recognize that you are now in territory where things have their own aura in the way they walk in their presence. These things probably weren't conjured. They were forced into submission.
Telepathically, Eden will basically convey all of this as quickly as possible to the other two. Like, you'll basically get to, okay, so up here, there's worse things. I can feel it with everything that I've experienced in all of my trainings. Just prepare for worse things. But you'll both hear that.
You continue to run in front of you. Corvus, you haven't rolled a d6 in a hot minute, so can you do that for me?
You said a d6?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Don't use that. Use this. That is a 4 on the d6.
All right. You begin running, and as you do, you watch as Eden takes a step, and Eden, you hear this very audibly as you're moving. Corvus, you see it, but almost too late, as you step, and then you hear a click, as a small plate decompresses for a moment. And in front of you, Eden, the floor, about 5 feet in front of you, gives way, and it creates about a 15-foot gap.
Eden's gonna stop. Because my long jump is not 15 feet. Would you allow me? Say if I were to cast Wall of Leaves as a bridge.
Everybody would have to read it to me again. Read it to me. Read it to me again. It's been a minute since I've seen it.
So yeah, hang on.
If you can't pass through it, then yeah, I would. If you can't pass through it, then I imagine that yeah.
You create a wall of thick foliage at a point you can say 30 feet long, 10 feet high, and 10 feet thick. Blah blah. It vanishes when the wall heavily obscures the area, providing total cover. Additionally, the wall is considered it's just considered difficult terrain. Fuck.
I mean, it would be.
We have spells for this.
I don't have those spells.
You don't have a second level spell slot?
I do, but I don't have. I have not spells that do those things. I mean, I have Wall of Leaves, but it just says it's difficult terrain. So I'm like,
you didn't take Misty Step?
Oh shit! I do have that. Look at me. I forgot. I was thinking jump.
Poof. Do the poof, babe.
But what about the other poof? Oh wait, he's a fucking monk. Yeah, so Eden's just gonna poof to the other side. Never mind. There's a hesitation, a dawning, like there's literally this aha moment as like Eden sits there and goes like looks around, looks back at Perrin and goes, oh, and then just poofs to the other side.
As you do, Perrin and Eden, while you would have been standing there conversing, and if you want to retcon it to prior, because you would have heard it before, but you hear this very soft, free me, coming from within the pit.
No, don't look, don't talk. Move.
But what if it wants to help us?
Perrin will Misty Step over to Eden and just like look up at her with pleading eyes and just say, there are things in here that are a bigger problem than most anything that we've encountered in this time. I would just heavily recommend we do not bother with them. They're here for a reason.
Okay, and then he's just gonna turn
yeah,
wave at Corvus and turn and run. Where you at, Corvus?
Corvus, it's a 15-foot gap.
Yeah.
Corvus can jump that.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. So
without even breaking a minor sweat.
Corvus.
And it's just like
hashtag minor sweat.
As you jump it.
Yeah. As you jump it.
Where's my d20?
Don't you do it?
Does a 18 hit you?
Tell me no.
It hits.
As this bone, this skeletal snake-like head, except larger, more
Great.
As if this snake was almost what you guys would like basilisk Harry Potter almost size. Not necessarily huge, but on the borderline of large. As it coils up and says, "No! I will not be left here!" and bites onto your ankle. You are going to take...
Oh, so this was it actually moved
It actually...
in range.
The pit's only 10 feet deep, and it has a reach of 10 feet.
So even like if I jumped high enough, even if because the chamber is not that tall, is it? Right?
It's not super tall. It's not tall enough for you to be like, I'm gonna get like, Jordan hops and just leap over this thing. And no.
Point of order.
Slam dunk on the
Point of order.
Yes, sir.
Point of order.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have happened.
Why?
Jaden is forgetting that the potion that he drank gives him a +1 to his AC. So therefore, an 18 would not hit him.
An 18 would it? Because that's why my AC is an 18 because of the potion.
Did you adjust your 18?
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah, I adjusted my AC by adding it in. Yeah, no. That's why when he said 18, I was like, are you kidding me?
Never mind. Sorry.
So you're going to take...
Yeah, no, it is.
You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage and 5 of poison. As this thing bites into your ankle.
You're not that high-level monk yet, are you?
And I need you to make
immunity to poison.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw for your landing, since this will throw off your landing a tiny bit.
Oh my god, is Corvus gonna land on his bum?
That's a 14.
A 14. You fall, and as you do, you're able to grab onto the ledge with one of your hands. Your other hand kind of slipping for a second as you're dangling down off this edge, which really isn't like dangling because Corvus is pretty tall. His feet are only probably like 3 feet from the bottom of it, or 4 feet from the bottom of it at this point. But as you do, slithering up next to you, you can hear the spinal cord of this creature just kind of rattle and click together as the ribs just like gently clink as the tips of them touch as it slithers around to face you. And you're met face to face with this creature, all bone, no skin or muscle coating it. We can make a deal. You can get me out of here. And I can stop what's behind you.
So just confirming, it bit my leg. It didn't have it didn't grab.
It didn't grab, but it was like it bit and was enough to like trip you up for a minute, like for a second as you were jumping across.
Got it. And then it is able to move up next to me
because you're dangling in this pit. Of course, you have this thing's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If possible, as it tries to come up to me, as it starts to talk, since I'm like dangling with one, I'm going to just repeatedly kick it with my other leg.
Go for it. Make your normal round of attacks as a monk.
All right, so I can do 3 attacks if I don't, because I'm not doing flurry of blows. I'm just doing the normal. Wow, 2 natural 20s and then a 2 with +2 +7, so that's a 27 and a 9.
The 27 and the 27 will both hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right, so that is going to be 6 + 4.
Boy, Corvus does not like this.
Not at all. That's a 6 on one and a 5 on the other, so it's just double the damage, right?
Oh, were those 2 natural 20s?
Yeah, they were 2 natural 20s.
Double the die. Double the die.
Double the die. Okay, cool. So 5, 6, and
so that's 11.
5. 5, 6, 5, 6. So that's 22
Holy
plus 8, so 30.
Oh my god. You took out more than half this thing's health. As you kick it a couple times in the face, the jaw kind of dislocates. I won't let you get away then. For this and you watch as lightning starts to crackle inside of this thing's mouth. And I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, dice.
At some point during all of this, Corvus,
You guys definitely hear it, yeah.
What are you saving, Corvus?
I do want to say, if it's doing the lightning, hopefully, if my dexterity saving throw allows it, even if it fails, I would like to position myself more so towards the wall so that whatever it does doesn't go further down towards my team. And that's a...
Go for it.
Go ahead.
I was going to say...
It's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20?
My hope is if it slithered next to me, I can see it trying to do this.
That's a huge gap in DC. So I'm going to say with a natural 20 for cinematic reasons.
Dirty 20.
And for dirty 20. Sorry. With a dirty 20, you beat its DC by more than 5. So because of that, you'll take a quarter damage instead of half damage. And then on top of that, you'll be able to swing yourself up and run with your friends. So quarter damage would be, oh my god, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 14. 18. 19, 20, 21, 26 divided in half would be 13.
13.
Quartered would be
half again is 6.
So you'll take 6 points of lightning damage as this lightning bolt bursts forth from this creature's mouth into the side of the cave where she's at. You were able to use kind of a momentum to get a quick swing up, pull yourself up and begin to run and catch up with your friends. As you do, that's about the time when the skeleton wave comes rolling around, and you hear, for the briefest of moments, as you see the head start to poke up as if it was going to attempt to try to get one more blast, and the crackle of lightning begins to emanate before this swarm of skeletons just falls straight into the pit on top of her. The burst goes, and there's this flash of light behind you, but it's all located within the pit, and the wave of skeletons is also no longer trailing you.
And then Corvus will just kind of and keep going at a brisk pace to catch up with everyone and keep motioning to keep going.
Eden will do the whole turns and looks back and then just kind of keeps barreling forward. I picture her kind of running like Phoebe.
Oh man.
I don't picture this as a graceful run. I don't feel like she spent a lot of time thinking about her form. In the Vale and all. I feel like she just ran. So I feel like this is kind of chaotic.
You can all continue to run. At this point, coming around one last bend. As you do, you can see 2 spots on either end right before this door, where there are 2 alcoves. For this, I'm going to leave it to the 3 of you. One of these 2 entities will step out. Do you want the one from the right or the one from the left?
I say somebody flip a D2 that's not me.
But there's only 2 directions.
There's straightforward. You see 2 torches hanging on either side of a wall, and in the center you see the doorway that you saw in your vision. Before you get there is an alcove to your left and an alcove to the right.
Heads will say is right, tails is left. How do you feel about this?
Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay within proximity of Perrin and Eden to prepare some key points as a ready action in case something approaches. Go ahead, Perrin.
The left.
To the left. All right. What you see coming out, you hear it before you see it. And what you hear is, Master Dolus would not enjoy this intrusion. As you see floating out of the alcove, a decaying and decomposing spherical shape. On top of on top of it, tentacles. And as it turns and faces you, you see this milky and clouded eye. Several stalks up and over its head are all milky and kind of decomposing, its flesh sloughing off.
Wall of leaves all the way around it. Just like as a little between like its alcove and the wall, just like this little like, but so that we still have a path to the door. Like Eden will just drop and like slam her hands to the ground and make a wall of leaves pop up. I mean, it's 10 foot thick. I don't know. It's a reaction.
It's 10 foot. Okay, well, what I'm going to say.
Let me double check.
What I'll say with this, how about this? Before, because it knows you're there, let's roll initiative and see if you beat it on initiative.
Okay, because that might change things.
Okay, I think I need to roll an Umbraloculus die so that I don't blame myself. What in the fuck, Taryn?
That's a 15 for
I love
Corvus.
that you only did that so that way you could yell at Taryn. That's a 15 for Corvus.
Yeah, for initiative.
All right, so I got a 16, but this thing has a -1. So I also got a 15, so that's rollies.
I don't like that. The dice are barely nice.
I got a 12.
17.
Okay, so what did you get, Eden?
I got a dirty 20.
Okay, so Eden's gonna go first. Then Corvus. Then Eyeball Boy.
Yes, Perrin.
And then Perrin.
What is it today with you and your creations?
Who me?
Only rolling 10s. It's a 13 for me, but I haven't
know the
rolled.
story.
I am so average today. I'm so mad.
In fairness, I'm rolling my ale die and not my Umbraloculus die right now, and it's rolling pretty well.
My feelings are hurt.
All right, hang on. What would have this thing's initiative been? It would have been the same. I rolled a 16. There we go. They know the story.
That's right. Okay.
So, first up, Eden.
Okay. That thing pops up.
It's come out of the space. The hall here is still about that 15 feet wide. As it comes out, it takes up about 10 feet of space. It's a large creature.
Yeah, no, and in that situation, we're going to
Oh, I need to
Eden
drink.
is going to throw her hands forward, and the palms are going to split open, and those thorny vines are going to burst out towards it. I have to make a spell attack for each vine. That is going to be a 19 plus a bunch.
That'll
hit. 7 and an 11 plus a 7.
Both of those will hit.
And then then a 24. Because I'm casting it at 3rd levels.
A 24 for the third one. Oh, you're doing a third one?
Yeah, I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level instead of just.
All of those will hit.
Okay.
First of all.
Okay, cool. 7, 11, 14, 17, 19 points of piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
19 points. Noted. And strength saving throw is going to be a
Less than 15.
17. That one I
fuck.
rolled the number Oculus die for.
Yeah, they know the story. It's fine. Whatever.
But bonus action movement, you can move closer to this thing if you wish.
No. Eden is going to, like, I also forgot I need to roll initiative for Grim.
No, I do familiars just go after you.
Familiars with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Eden is just going to kind of step off to, like, the wall. Like, it's trying to diagonal, like, the opposite side of the wall. I know it's not much, but that's what we're doing. And then she's going to let Grim down. And have Grim kind of scurry about 10 feet towards the door, but, like, in the, like, edge of the wall, like, is just kind of riding that line. And Grim is trying to be not attracting attention-y.
He's trying to be stealthy. Go ahead, give me a stealth check.
Yeah.
For Grim.
Yeah. Oh. All right, 19 plus 5.
Oof. Yeah, Grim isn't even there. Like, Grim's...
Okay.
Yeah. Melting
But he's,
into
like,
the
kind
earth.
of creeping along the way.
Perfect. Yeah, he's out of sight.
And that is my turn.
Perfect. Corvus.
Oh, shit. I guess the other one.
Yeah. This thing. It has... Oh, my... Jeez. Yeah. I've been trying to figure out what a fish I'm going to do. But what we're going to do is I'm going to run at it.
Okay.
I'm going to try to get within, like, eye to eye with this thing.
You guys are within 60 feet of it, so you can close that gap. Like, this final stretch isn't very far. You guys are within,
And it, like, is it between us and the door, or is it behind us and the doors kind of thing? Just so I can make
it's
sure
in between you guys. It's in between you guys and the door.
Okay. So then, yeah, I want to make sure that everyone is far enough away from it, but still able to do stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna run at it to get eye and eye, and I need for it to make me a DC 16 dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity saving throw. What is this? That's going to be a 14.
14. That is a fail. Let me get this damage real quick as I get every. That is going to be, so as Corvus jumps forward, as there's this form of silver light that starts to flow through, and it starts to darken to, like, more of a platinum shade as it coalesces on his form, which finally reveals that the scales have made their shape, which kind of reveals this draconic hybrid figure, and the scales erupt as the astral wings start to form and then create these draconic arms that go along his, as well as this draconic head that kind of forms a crown around his head. The energy causes 8 points of force damage against the creature.
All right.
That is my bonus action. And for my action, we're going to spectrally punch this thing.
Do it.
That is going to be plus 2, a 24 and a 17.
A 24 and a 17. Both of those will hit.
All right. I need for it to make me a con save.
A con save. I'll use this one. Con save is going to be a 12.
It fails. As the first strike, it is stunned. A stunning strike.
Fucking monks, man. God dang. Okay. All right. Cool. How much damage was that for?
So the total damage is going to be plus 5 because it's spectral punches twice. That is going to be a total of 20 points of damage.
Whew.
10 for the first, 10 for the second.
Did you roll to see if you? So you would have stunned on the first one.
Oh.
Roll to see if you would have gotten
roll
an
for
effort.
advantage.
Roll for advantage
Let's
for the
just-
second one,
just
for
in
shits and
case.
gigs. But 20 points of damage. That's dude.
Nah, that would have been a dirty 20 on the second
That's-
hit, so it didn't change.
Oh wow. And I had pre-rolled my eye ray for that, like which eye ray it was gonna be, and you're
Yeah.
You got ready. So you watch as you punch, and as the eyes are kind of starting now to flick toward you as you are engaging it, they all like lock up in place. The muscles like tense, and it's in the middle of just stopping there and just floating in the air. This orb glaring at you as you attack your second time. Anything else for your turn?
That is it, yeah.
All right. It's its turn next, but it's stunned, so it can't do anything. So Perrin.
There's a moment of panic when this thing moves out, because Perrin is seeing 15 feet distances, and even though it's like 60 feet away, he's still thinking like, there's so much that I can do, but everyone is in my way. And then he watches Corvus just all of a sudden just like palm heel strike in just the right place, and watching that thing freeze. Perrin no longer feels panic, and he looks at this thing and it's just I'm gonna fucking shoot you, mate. I'm sorry. And so I'm gonna fire 2 Eldritch Blasts at this thing.
Do it.
As I pull out my lute, and I'll start like hitting like a really high note over and over again, just creating this overwhelming frequency. And then I'll pluck a string, or I'll pluck 2 strings and 2 beams. Choo, choo, will come off.
Hell yeah.
So at advantage because it's stunned.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 25.
That'll hit.
And then 16.
16 will hit.
Okay. So that's 2d10. That's 3 force damage.
3 total.
3 total. I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Oof. I'm sorry, buddy.
That's the thing. If you're not a warlock with Eldritch Blast,
It's not fun.
That's what you get.
And sometimes you are a warlock with Eldritch Blast, and it's gonna be that way because you didn't take Agonizing Blast. Speaking for a certain wet fart.
Hashtag wet fart.
Hashtag wet farts.
Hashtag curiosity. Hashtag ooze meow.
Hashtag Gyow.
Gyow?
Meow. Gyow. Anyway, Eden, your turn. As this thing is locked up in place, these is there a certain color that your Eldritch Blasts are? I don't think you've ever said that. Or maybe I missed
No, they're not. But yes, they're actually iridescent. So as they fly through the air, you can effectively watch a rainbow kind of effect happen.
I like that. But you watch as these hit the creature on the side. Corvus is now stunning it. What would you like to do, Eden?
Oh, sorry. Before I end my turn. Please hurt this fucking thing. And I will give D6 of Bardic Inspiration die to Corvus.
This Corvus
It's
like,
a D8. D8.
Corvus is like in ready and like Muay Thai mode. Like, this is it.
Understanding that we are going to probably have more combat after this.
Got a whole fortress.
Yeah, and only having, 4 bouts of energy left. And 1 other feature to use before I'm tapped. Eden is going to just run. How far are we from the thing?
You didn't move your first turn, did you?
No.
Then you're probably, give or take, 60, I think I said, from where you guys engaged.
Okay. Eden's gonna run up 30 feet, kind of grabbing Grim, just like as she runs by, just picking him up, throwing him on her shoulder. And then is going to cast Thorn Whip.
Oh, go for it. Make an attack roll. With advantage.
That is a natural 20 plus 7.
Ooh. There you go.
So just double
Dang,
the
that's
damage
gonna be
on the die.
4. Yeah, it's gonna be, well, it's double
Double
dice.
the-
So
is it
4.
double the dice?
Double dice. So 46?
Doesn't it only count your spellcasting levels, not total levels?
No, it's total level, I thought. Or is it your spellcasting level?
Sorry, what?
So
For what?
For cantrips?
For cantrips.
Does it cut?
It's player level or character
It's
level,
player.
not class
It's
level.
character
Character
level.
level.
So
That's
Character
what I
level
thought.
I didn't know if it only totaled the spellcasters.
no,
Like,
it's
I
your
know
Cantrips
total
are the
level.
one thing that scales off the character, not your
That's
spell
correct.
casting level.
Honestly, wasn't sure because multi-classing. So like just double what's on the dice.
No, double the amount of dice.
So if you roll 2d4, it would be 44.
Well, they're d6.
Or d6, you know what I mean.
But okay, that is 11 plus 7, so 18 points.
Whew. Yeah.
And Eden will pull it 10 feet away from the door.
All right.
And-
have about 20-ish
20
feet. About 20 feet of space from the door to this thing.
And Eden is also about 20 feet away from it. And then, like, Grim is gonna hop down and run 30 feet along that wall.
And that will be enough for Grim to get to the door.
Yeah.
Or no.
What is...
You ran
Well,
30 feet.
no,
Sorry,
not
you
quite.
ran 30
No,
feet.
it
Nope,
should
not
be
quite.
like...
Another
he's like
20 feet to go.
10 to 20, yeah.
Yeah.
20 feet.
About 20 feet to go.
Okay. But Grim is
Give or
making his little way. And then Eden's eyes are just gonna kind of inking over a little bit, but just staring this thing dead in the eyeball.
You're staring at it. It can't see you.
Nope.
But it knows you're there. Corvus.
Okay, yeah, we're just gonna keep up the same approach.
You close the gap between you and this creature.
All right, so the first one to hit is going to be a 25,
Yes.
23,
And you're doing these all with advantage, yeah?
all with advantage, yeah,
Yeah. 25 and 23 hit.
and then a natural 20.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So I will. How many? I have 4 key points.
Listen, with those two and your natural 20, you might be.
Just
It's
hold
like
off. Just wait. Don't do it.
Ah,
I know. Tactically, 1 key point to try and do it again. Great idea. Love the thought pattern. I love you. We could have other things to do here. So
all right, so we'll do 1, 2, and then double dice on the third. Okay, so plus 2. That's gonna be for 3 hits, 33 damage. 33 force damage, if that matters.
So, Corvus, after stunning this thing and your friends coming in and supporting you as best they could, how do you absolutely demolish this floating eyeball in the sky?
One arm is going to like reach out to grab one eye stalk, as the astral arm expands and grabs the rest on one side, and it mimics the other side as grabbing an eye stalk, and the astral arm grabs the others, and will start pulling to like wrench it from. And as it starts to go, literally just takes the draconic head and just smashes into the eye as the astral head pounds through it.
And as you smash into the eye, your head, because it's a decaying eye, just pretty much just pops it like a water balloon. And just, thank you, sir. Ichor, an ooze starts gushing out of the crevice that you leave behind as you hear a final, Master, you said they would be playthings, as the body falls to the ground.
And in the background, about 20 feet away from this, you just hear as Eden vomits at the side of the pus and ichor.
And drops the eye stalks to the ground. Crushing, like squeezing them just for extra measure.
Yeah, of course. But we are out of combat. The creature dead and laying at your feet, Corvus. Only a short span of this corridor until you get to the door that you saw in your vision.
Eden grabs Grim. Kind of like a rag doll, just like grabs him and like puts him up and starts running.
And Corvus will go towards the door. Like, are we all good to go?
Aaron just kind of like flounces over, grabs an eye stalk. Oh yeah, we're fine. Takes the flaming sword and takes an eye stalk and then puts it in his bag. We're just fine, Peachy.
Okay. And then looks at Eden for a moment just to checking the eyes.
They are less cloudy-ish.
Good.
Just on the edges, there's a little bit, but it was clearly from staring at a big,
Yeah. Then with that, Corvus will get to the door and obviously check if it's a push or a pull.
It is a
pull.
I'm
it
just
is.
having
It would
flashbacks.
no. It would have been. It would have been a pull. It would have been a. It's a push door.
Okay.
Is there furniture in the way?
We're not doing this. We'll push the door open to see what's on the other side.
You push the door open. Surprisingly, it's unlocked. And as you push it forward, a slight as it opens and slams against the far wall. You're looking into a bedroom.
Kinky.
Yes. But like a bedroom combined with an office. You see on the far wall a small bed, almost like a cot. Very minimal as you look around in the space, other than like the flooring, which is arranged with really fine rugs. As you look in and peer in, on the back wall that's lined, like that would connect eventually to where your doorway that you're walking in is a bookshelf that from top to bottom about 10 feet high and about 30 feet long. Tomes and scrolls and texts line it. As you step inside, on the far end, you see a small desk with stacks of paper, a candle that has been mostly burnt out, a cage that would be for some sort of bird, large, so you'd imagine either a raven or a crow, empty and open. On the bed, actually, give me perception checks.
I need someone else's die, Taryn. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
That didn't help.
I was going to say, I hope it's a fucking 10.
7.
The 28.
Uh,
28.
that is
That's not a natural 20 for a 28.
No.
Oh
that's
my
a 24 for me.
That's disgusting.
Should have
Very
rolled.
few things I can't see.
Perrin pulls the eye stalk out and like puts it in front of his groin and starts doing like the helicopter. He's not paying attention.
The wall that is to your left, only about 5 feet. Like there's only about 5 feet of room to your left as you enter. Contains small shelves. On them, you can see an odd assortment of skulls and bones. You see trophies from things that have been killed. What looks to be some sort of antler or horn is on one such, probably about the size of one of your arms, Perrin. Another, you see a fang that, as you now take a closer look to it, you identify it as a fang that would have been a matching pair for the snake that you fought earlier. You see in a jar a reddish looking ichor. On the bed,
I think we've found Dulus's room.
tucked between the pillows, you also see an identical draconic looking skull.
Hey, Perrin, look. What does that look like to you?
Where?
Over there on the bed. Like over there, look at it.
I see the skull on the bed. Oh, fantastic! And he just like kind of like jogs over, like struggles to get up on top of the bed, but like climbs up on top of the bed, picks up this the dragon skull, and just kind of like knocks on it.
It takes a minute, but the eyes slowly glow this kind of dull, like mix of like clouded, like black clouds with like roiling red on the inside.
Oh, hi there, necrofuck. We're in your bedroom. What do we do now?
I
The eyeball was gross.
Isra was a fun one to catch.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
If can't quite fully see you, but if you are in need of a rest, this may be the best place to do it. I nor my associates will harm you. However, if you wish to proceed, I know my father is currently in his chambers creating some sort of plan for whenever the small horde that you've raised amasses at our gates. Why are you so annoyed?
You're so fucking boring. And I just kind of turn to Corvus. Here, you two are on equal footing. You talk to him. And I hand the skull to Corvus, and I start raiding that fucking bookshelf.
Okay.
Do you know what your father is preparing with?
A vanguard consisting of some of my creation, followed with some of my more capable, the mortal hand's more capable fighters. As far as I'm aware, eventually, if we lose the battle at some of the front entrances, the plan is to hit and run room to room. Skirmish. Until either we can win or my father can run away.
Can you provide just the most basic path to the heart of this place so I can end this. That way you at least have a family and people left.
How do you intend to end this?
I intend to drag your father out of this decrepit hole, and if I am unable to, none will leave this place.
Give me an hour. I will send a map to you shortly. I wish to see if my father has had many plans lying in wait on the back burner. There's one of which I can lure him to a place where he will be for as long as you wish. You can come detain him then.
You get 1 hour.
The eyes,
Sets it down
the glow, and the smoke.
and crushes it.
It's just a sigh as it's leaving. And as you begin looting the bookshelves and looking over the various objects more thoroughly in this chamber, we'll go on a quick break.
Also, it should be noted that Eden absolutely just grabs like a couple random bones and throws them into the cauldron.
Can we address that when we come back? Because there's like specific bones of specific things that I can give you if you want me to.
Okay.
What? You're playing. That's your actions are of a different character. I don't know who this is right now. Anyway, moving on.
But we're gonna go on a quick.
She's just making her brew.
We're gonna go on a quick break. In the meantime, sit tight. If you find it in your hearts, donate to. Oh, that's not how you spell donate. Donate to St. Jude's, yeah. Make sure my party has some chaotic stuff like right off the bat when we start our session on Saturday. But yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Till then, sit tight, work, go get water and all that other things. I don't know. Probably, how many hit points do you have? On a scale of 0 to 47, what are you at?
Got it. Let me go ahead and prep my next character.
Mine's not so much the HP as it is like usable.
You have HP for days. But welcome back, everybody.
I do.
So you are in the bedchamber of Dolus, right hand to Nathaniel Hawthorne, the leader of the Mortal Hand. After just receiving messages in which Dolus said he was going to try to persuade his father into enacting a plan that he had kind of on the back burner, allowing for you guys to get the drop on him in a location where he would be more or less contained. He told you to wait about an hour before he would send an emissary with a map to the location in which you should go to. In that time, Perrin ran to the bookshelf. Eden ran to the shelves with bones and all sorts of oddments and components. And Corvus, we'll get to you once I finish the other two, immediately diving into stuff. So let's start with Eden, since you only wanted to grab a couple things, if I recall. So, is there something in particular that you're looking for?
You mentioned a bunch of bones. Is there? I know that I saw the antler. I was intrigued by the antler, but it's quite large, correct?
Correct. Yes. It's about the size of Perrin's arm, like whole arm.
So like a foot?
About foot and a half. Yeah.
Okay. That's not as bad as I thought. Eden will be grabbing this and like tying it to her waist.
Okay.
Are we taking a short rest is my next question.
You can, if you would like to. You guys have an hour.
Okay. So Eden will grab that. Are there any skulls that look familiar to Eden as far as things that her sisters would have thrown at her? Stuff like that, you know, or one that maybe Eden recognizes from something they were doing. I'm just looking to see if there's something that's familiar.
Make a either nature or arcana check.
Cool. So arcana, that's a 21.
All right.
I'm
Arcana
good at
check.
arcana.
Looking over, you see 2 sets of curled horns that are like laying on either side of this skull, right? Like they're like flat on the, they're not on the skull itself, but laying flat as if they were sawed off. But looking at the skull, you definitely see what you'd be able to identify as a satyr skull, and the horns likely would have been attached to that.
Eden will take the horns, tie them again to her waist, and take the skull and like kind of somewhat bring it to the waistline as well, like feeling like she needs to put that where it's supposed to go. She doesn't like, there's immediate, like as Eden takes it, there's like this like look of kind of just disgust that this fey creature is sitting on somebody's fucking shelf. There's like this little bit of a clouded over look as she's doing this, like this little bit of rage, but not quite as bad, just this flicker, if anybody's watching at all. And then Eden will... Does there look like there's like an armoire? Like clothing?
Yeah, he would have had some sort of like armoire or a cupboard, like cupboardy thing that would contain clothes.
Eden's just gonna open that, and like if there's clothes in there, she's gonna throw them on the floor. Okay. And then sit like in the armoire and like start making a concoction, but like purposely just like throws his clothes on the floor. And
he doesn't
there.
I will say he doesn't have many. He has maybe like 2 or 3 like robes, a couple sets of like finer traveling clothes, but other than
it's
that,
purely out of disrespect.
But yeah,
it's purely out of like, fuck you. Just throws the clothes on the floor, and we'll start making her concoction, and like, you know, like tears like a strip of one of the robes off and puts it in there, just kind of like she's been doing, just grabbing random shit. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And like this, like as she's sitting there mixing this, like it starts to let off kind of this effervescent kind of steam, but like as it flicks in front of her face, it kind of like distorts the image of her, and almost like it makes her visage like almost disappear for a minute, and she's like concocting, and that is what Eden is doing during this time.
Perfect. Perrin, we turn to you as you rush to the bookshelf. I'm gonna ask you, is there anything in particular that you are looking for or expecting to find, that, or like wishful thinkings, I guess, would be your like my first question. Is there anything that like is on the tip of like on your mind? And then the second thing would be to roll an investigation check. You're muted.
Of course. So wishful thinking. Well, I'm hoping to find some sort of magical tome in this menage of arcane chicanery. So something magical in nature that will potentially be either worth something if we sold it, or is usable in a magical sense.
Okay. This will be a 2-part roll then. Roll an investigation check and an arcana check.
Okay. Roll an investigation. That's a natural 1.
Whoa. Okay. Wait, don't you have a shit ton of inspirations that I gave you?
I do.
You can use that.
I will use it. I will use my inspiration and reroll that. Okay, better. 15.
15. Okay, and then your arcana.
Arcana. And I will use my final inspiration to reroll that. Oh. Well, isn't that interesting? That's a 20 total.
A 20 total. Okay, so 15 and 20. Cool. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me do one more thing. Okay. So, going through, looking around, the first thing that you notice is that a lot of the lower portions of his library are journals. Parts detailing, like you flip through them really quick, some detailing his early life. There's a portion that have this kind of like leather, like red leather binding. They're all the same, that contain the notes and journalings of his travels at a point where he wasn't under the allegiance of the mortal hand. In his words, you see the word escaped in one or two parts. And then it picks up in the same kind of like dreary gray color leather that the rest of them are in, as almost to signify another transition back to working with the mortal hand. You notice that a lot of the tomes have to deal with the undead. First, how to make them, then how to bind them to himself, right? And his immediate thrallship. Next to, how can I extend that so that way I don't have to necessarily be in control of them. They're doing my will, but I don't have to expend the resources needed to maintain them. To the point where, how do I control things that are already undead, that are sentient? And you can see a lot of the works and his notes and his researches on how he's brought in the menagerie that he has in the hallway that you guys have seen. And it moves on to another study. One that talks about immortality. How one can extend one's life. You quickly look through those notes, and most of them seem to be scattered about the office, particularly on the desk. And as you run over there and look over there, you see that Dolus's writings aren't about himself, it's about his father. Nathaniel doesn't have a true heir. Because of this, he does not wish to give up the rule of the mortal hand to anyone. So he sends his son, who he knows how to manipulate death, to find everlasting life. Dolus has found that everlasting life. The ritual he's figured out. If he performs it the correct way, Nathaniel will live forever. unharmed by wounds, unharmed by disease. This leads you back to the bookshelf, where you feel this kind of strong aura of... what's the best way to put it? Death, sickness, decay, I guess would be. And as you approach, you see a tome wrapped in this brown-colored leather. You see a small tag, like a bookmark, sticking out from underneath where it protrudes from the shelf.
Oh, can't have that, can we? And then Perrin will just take the book and then put it in his bag. Oh, well, this is pretty. And his attention is immediately now on the jar of red goo.
You head over there. Make another Arcana check.
9.
9. It looks familiar, right? Like, you know, like you're getting vibes of the Ooblex and Aura. But as you pick it up and like kind of shake it around, it's just some sort of like really, really viscous red material. And not any sort of sentient ooze.
All right. Well, you know how science is, right? Perrin will pop open the jar, or like unscrew the top of the jar, take the eye stalk that he just took off the zombie beholder, pop that into the jar, screw the lid back on, and just see what happens.
And a beholder just grows freshly in the jar.
An uber beholder.
And this is where little baby beholders come from. No, I'm kidding. Nothing happens in the moment other than like the eye stalk gets really coated with this red ichor. But who knows what will happen if you pickle this eye stalk for a few days and see what happens.
Which is what's going to happen because it goes in the bag.
But yeah, you have your book, you have this ichor and an eye stalk. Anything else from you, Perrin?
I jump on the bed again, and much like a femme teenager in the 90s / early 2000s, I am leaned up on my arms. I've got my legs like kicking behind me, looking over at Corvus, going, "So, what you thinking about?"
And at this point, Corvus has already like gone into like a kneeling position and just eyes closed, hands over lap, the astral energy dissipating over time, and just like staring into nothingness. I am biding my time.
That sounds really boring.
You talk funny when you sit funny.
Thank you. This Corvus is just going to meditate and wait for something to happen within the next hour. Has no interest in any of the other stuff.
No.
Well, Corvus is incredibly focused, if not unfortunately focused.
Eden,
just
you've
waiting.
Oh.
I feel like Perrin's trying to poke Corvus.
Perrin is slowly gonna reach out and just like dangle his finger just in front of Corvus's nose.
Quick point of order. The door to the hallway
Oh, it's
Has been
closed.
closed.
Okay, cool. Just listen. Nobody said we closed the door when we entered, so
That is fucking
I'm just.
assumed. And if there's a lock, it's locked.
I
No,
don't
it's
know.
not.
It's not locked, but it's definitely closed.
It's
No,
definitely
there's
closed.
It's locked. It's locked and barred.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
What were you saying, Logan? That's Eden's fucking shit.
So Eden, you finish your bubbling cauldron.
Mm-hmm. 3 little
Hang on.
tonics are made.
I need to look at one thing real quick.
Corvus remains unfortunately focused, waiting.
Okay, no, we're good. Perrin, you continue to poke at and prod Corvus. Eventually, the three of you hear there's another doorway that leads deeper into the chamber, or into the fortress. You hear a soft at the door.
Eden will hand these 3 elixirs to the other, or hand one to each. You get it. The liquid is kind of like mirror-y in finish. Okay, if you drink this, you'll pretty much not be able to be seen. It doesn't last that long, but it should. I think that's what it does. And who's gonna get that? Because it's not me.
And it's the door behind us, right?
No, not the door you guys came in. There's another door that leads deeper into the fortress.
Perrin will just kind of like roll off the bed and just like.
And is this like after we've acquired a quote unquote short rest?
This is around the time that you would have gotten a short rest, yes.
Okay. Just to determine whether or not.
Perrin will turn the knob, pull the handle, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, there's a small little, like, one of those handles that you have to pull down, like turn down and then pull out. And the door swings in towards you. And as you peek around, you can see the body of a goblin, a small goblin figure, wearing fine livery and like a dress to almost look like a very, very formal butler. Hey, hello there. Hi.
What?
You said you were gonna be taller.
The rest of us
What
are.
a fucking prick. It just kind of like opens the door wider. I think you're talking about him. And he just kind of points to the floor where Corvus is meditating.
Oh, thank you. And he glides through you as the spectral form of this goblin walks into the chamber. And Corvus, this is the map that you requested from my master.
We'll, without like opening the eyes, taking the sound of the parchment, and we'll grab that to bring it close.
Wait, you're what? You're grabbing the parchment
You said,
and bringing it close?
Yeah. You said it.
So he's holding
I'm
a piece of
taking it.
parchment. Okay. Sorry, the way you phrased that, my mind went like 3 different places. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah. Not opening the eyes, just kind of like reaching, hearing the parchment, grabs it, and
oh, okay, that makes
takes
sense.
it.
Yeah, he puts it into your hand. He says that fighting should ensue in the next 20 minutes or so. That will provide ample distraction for most of the guards and those who would do you any sort of harm or get in your way.
Good.
He also requests that the ritual that is being performed be allowed to conclude before his father's capture.
Why?
Point of quick order. Perrin, did Perrin share?
That's actually the bigger question. No, he didn't. Okay.
Okay. What ritual is he hoping to accomplish?
His father believes that he's obtaining immortality. Also, I really don't know if I should be telling you all this, because, like, it wasn't really, he didn't tell me how much to tell you, but, like, you got this likable face, so I'm gonna tell you anyway. His father thinks that he's gonna become immortal. The Master doesn't like that. He will remain weak and will be able to be detained. He won't be able to move, and you will essentially be able to do with him as you see fit. He will be a husk of everything but mind.
The believed immortality. It is not meant to create invulnerability, is it? Is it just the impossibility of true death?
That's way above my purview. I'm just a goblin that knows some things that my master's doing, because he sends me on errands, but I don't understand exactly what he reads on a day-to-day basis.
So, the ritual is supposed to make Nathaniel weak, not immortal. That he's deceiving.
Correct. Dolus is luring him into a trap that would play right into your hands. From my
Do I feel this? Is this goblin spirit speaking like sincerity? Like that's what he honestly believes?
Insight check.
Or all right, insight. To do 15 on the die for a dirty 20. Okay. With that, good. Be on your way.
Oh, yeah. Righto.
What he means to say is thank you, and Perrin kind of gestures to him as if to ask him his name.
Oh, wait, you actually care? Wait, what? Like, I'm allowed to give that to you?
What's your... I just want to say thank you, and the right way to do that is by saying your name and acknowledging you as like a, you know.
Master Dolus calls me Withers.
But what's your name? I don't care what he calls you. I want to know what your name is.
It used to be, it used to be Fizzywig.
Oh, thank you, Fizzywig. We appreciate you bringing us this information.
Do you like the new name?
Sometimes he makes me touch things, and they die. So I think that's why he calls me Withers.
Makes sense.
He's got an actual physical skeleton servant that is just called Bones.
Oh, so he's incredibly creative.
He's very creative.
Love that. Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you again. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah. If you need anything while you are staying here, tap twice on any of the hard surfaces within the fortress, and I can probably get to you within about a minute and a half.
All right, if you say so.
And he floats through the wall.
Oh God, Corvus, is it so lost on you? I mean, I know it's a fucking ghost under the control of like your kind of nemesis, somewhat best friend, possibly. But like, you could treat it with some kind of respect and dignity, mate.
I mean, Perrin,
What?
you crushed his little talking skulls when he spoke to you.
Yeah, because he's an asshole.
But then you're
And he
telling Corvus to be
I'm telling
respectful.
Corvus to respect the creature that is being commanded
Oh,
by this thing.
that makes sense. Also, Eden's gonna sit inside the armoire and close the doors.
I suppose. And then immediately goes to scanning the map and just studying it. For my understanding, we're aiming for about 20 minutes. So Corvus is going for a solid up to 15 minutes to like study this map and understand the layout.
Give me.
Oh, go
I
for it.
would like to point out to you that that elixir will give you invisibility for a minute. Just so meta level, you guys know what's going on. Plan accordingly.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence roll real quick.
Ooh, no.
Listen,
Right?
Listen, you're not Art with his stupid keen mind feat that lets him see and hear everything and remember everything.
That's a 19 for intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, off the top of your head, you remember kind of which, like, you're picking out the best way to go. And you have a general idea that the quickest way would be to essentially go to the main foyer of the facilities, hook into the kitchens, loop through the kitchens into the, like, the staff quarters. And then through that, there's a general hall. Once you get to that, like, food hall or mess hall, essentially, go into the back room where Nathaniel's study and, like, workspaces, like a small war room connected to his office. It looks like the ritual will be taking place in there.
Okay.
While in the armoire, Eden's gonna pull out the little sending statue. Luckily, I don't have to talk into the butt end. And Eden's just gonna, hey Art, can't really talk right now, but I wanted to say hi, and I hope y'all are okay, and we miss you. Goodbye. And I don't know if at any point that gets cut off because I don't remember sending stone rules. So like Eden just does that and then like puts it back and then the door's open and Eden steps out of the armoire.
I will give you a response back.
Yeah.
Because I know where they are and what they're about to do, and it's about on the same timetable you guys are on. So you hear, like,
after the response, then Eden comes out.
Yeah, you hear, and I'm gonna try to mimic Eddie's voice as Art as best as possible, but he gets way more high pitched than I think I can. Hey, nice to hear from you. We've been on the road. We met a ghost ranger guy. That was pretty cool. It's pretty nice out. Pretty sunny. Oh shit, what's that? And then it cuts off.
Okay. Not to concern anybody. But I believe that Art and Orchid and Finara may be in trouble at the moment, but I think the way Art phrased it was a sunny day, we talked to a ghost ranger, and oh shit, what's that? And then that was it. I was just saying hi.
Right. Okay. So,
Anyways, we've got big fish to fry. I'm sure they're fine. Orchid's very strong and can really support Finara. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and my sister's kind of a cunning little rapscallion of a brat, so you should be fine too.
And
So
Art's probably got duckies.
lots of ducks, probably lots of ducks. How are you feeling with that map there, boss?
I have a basic grasp on the layout. I've put focus on this path through the chamber mess to Nathaniel's study. That is where the ritual presumably is to take place.
Well, then let us go. Right? Are you
Yeah,
throwing
well-
away the map?
And like as taking a moment to kind of like fold it up, I believe things have started.
Oh,
Corvus stands.
I really want to.
yeah, let's get moving then, eh?
Makes way towards the door. I believe the assault has begun on multiple fronts. We make haste. If we can get to Nathaniel quick enough, the humans under his control will suffer less harm and be given a chance. I emphasize, if you must do what you can to survive, but Nathaniel must face what he has done.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
justice,
allowed.
justice. Don't kill the fucker. Got it.
And looks back at Eden one more time. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm not
As much
asking
as
for
I
you.
hate it.
I'm not asking you to hold back. I'm asking for you to be present.
I can do that.
And then I will follow
Can
the
I
map.
at least, like, maim him a little bit, though?
I need alive. And we'll go towards the door to enter
Yeah, like, as they're
the...
going, Eden is just like, okay, but, like, one hand. Does he need both of them?
This isn't a trophy hunt. Let's come on.
Who said I was gonna keep it?
What don't you keep that you cut off?
I put it in here and you guys drink it. You had Harpy Heart yesterday.
As Corvus then takes like an inventory of the vial, like...
That's why she closed the door on the cat, or on the...
Oh yeah, Corvus's imagination is going like, oh my god, what is in this one? What is... No, not the time to think about it.
But you open the door, and beforehand, Eden and Perrin, you wouldn't have noticed it at all. It was so faint, only the trained ears of somebody with a 25 passive perception could hear it. But as you open the door, you can start hearing faintly the sounds of running and shouting coming from further within the fortress. Very, very, like you're hearing echoes of echoes at this point. You all look at each other, steel yourselves for a moment before setting out to follow the path that Dolus has given you, and hopefully severing the mortal hand for good. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Look, all I'm saying is I would like to literally sever the mortal hand. Is that so much to ask?
Yes, it is.
You want a trophy for it? No, but
No, I want to make a cool elixir one time.
Ooh, interesting.
Not with his hand.
Oh my gosh! Wait,
Why
hang on.
not?
If you use items from a boss to make an elixir,
We're not playing Monster Hunter. Move along.
Why
you're
not?
right. But yeah, thank y'all for joining us. We're gonna go quickly around the horn, let all my wonderful players talk about themselves for a minute, and then we are gonna go raid somebody. I'm gonna figure that out while people are talking.
Well, we're doing things.
Yeah, but let's start with Taryn.
Okay. Hi, I'm Taryn. I told you that before. Valrook across the socials, Eldritch Entity, and Dice Maker and stuff. I do have dice in stock right now. You know what? Like I said, I'm just gonna say, let's do this. And if our fundraising goal is met, I'm just gonna cut all of my dice for 24 hours. All of them are gonna be 50% off. I'm just gonna do it. So make it happen. Again, I believe next session for Curiosity is April 18th. Pay attention to the socials. It's a fun chaos crew that had a heavy burden placed on them, and I can't wait to see how they grow up. Beyond that, I'm working on another project that will soon start to see the light of day. At some point, you'll start getting word of it because it's a thing I've been working on for a long time, but now I have help, so it's getting done faster. Beyond that, that's all I'm doing right now because I'm trying to focus my udda-hudda brain. In the meantime, go for it, Renee. Your turn.
Well,
I'm done. Do the thing.
Donate, number one, to St. Jude, please. If you could, be nice. Because St. Jude's a great charity and we love donating to St. Jude. Number two, if you can give me an excuse to buy Terran's dice at half the price, like, Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Lord help me. Anyway, you can find me at Dragonrock RPG on Facebook and Twitter, and at Dragonrock RPG Designs on Instagram, with Daniel Lieberman creating things for Dungeons and Dragons, as well as other things within the TTRPG space. You can reach me at that Renee B on Instagram as well, because I make D&D maps and or digital maps. Doesn't have to be D&D, it could be whatever you like. Let's talk. Let me make things for you. I'm artistic. I like to do things. Other than that, keep your eyes on our socials for the new stuff that Dragon Rock is going to be doing and putting out in the near future. Jaden.
Oh, well, if you didn't know me by now you do. But just in case, it's Jaden King. You can find me at It's Jaden King on all social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, my website, Messenger Owl. If you use smoke signals, they're trained to find It's Jaden King. You can even find me at your local grocery store. And if you do, tell him to stop impersonating me. Regardless, you can find me doing all kinds of things. I am a TTRPG professional industry coach, coaching in narrative and mechanical designs in gaming and other elements. I'm working with my partner and my girlfriend, Beth the Bard, as we are on the last, I think, 16 hours left of our Daughter of Frankenstein Kickstarter. Logan, do you mind if I, since it's about to be over, to do a little extra long bit?
Yeah, do it. Do your thing, man. Put the link in there if you have it. I'll find. I'll go. No, you talk. I'll find it and put it in.
You can actually Frankenstein5e.com will take you there to the Kickstarter page. It has been an amazing project to work on, that we've been kind of ruminating it with and writing in so many different ways, inspired our love of Ravenloft and our combined love of classic horror and, well, gaming, using elements from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, Penny Dreadful, Jack the Ripper, Attack on Titan, Full Metal Alchemist, and so many other elements like that to create this twisted dark opera in which you enter Promethea, a city or a region known for the legacy of a twisted scientist, Frankenstein, and his daughter carrying the torch in whatever way she wants. The three-part act system has you traveling through the streets in which serial murders aren't a problem if it doesn't cut the budget, but you will engage in the turmoil of a city facing that problem between wealth disparity and twisted occult nature. Beyond the walls are monstrous creatures that have mutated, amalgamated, and found a way to take the creations of Victor Frankenstein, replicate, and improve upon to create masses unforeseen. And even beyond that, you can experience the great academia life of Berkland's University, where you can find the pinnacle of science and what twisted magic it brings when it breaks the boundary of life and death. You will see what it means when your life is the price for all forms of magic, and what price you have to pay for the sins of those who have broken the nature of science and life. Daughter of Frankenstein will take you through that amazing experience where you can take up any part of the act, any chapter, any section to experience truly an epic storytelling, and it's all written from the narrative standpoint. Meaning, if you prefer telling a deeper story, it's available. It has all the crunch you need, and it is flexible enough that you could play at multiple tiers. It's designed for tier 2 and tier 3, but there are notes for how to push it even further or to bring it down to the truly grounded level of surviving like a normal human in a place that is destined to bring you to the brink. People have changed the environment. The question is, how much will it change you before you break? Welcome to Ormethea. Take a seat and enjoy the opera.
Like I said, if I could give you more, I would, because, like, damn, it's just flawless.
Listen.
Also, if you back now, like, you'll get all the stretch goals. Like, they're there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So currently we passed the stretch goal for Jenna's Online is writing a the Rose by any, I can't remember the name of it.
A Rose by
Any other color, which is a beautiful plant horror experience that's blended with some great fun that Jenna is Online has like kind of promoted.
I may need to look at that.
Yep.
And then D'Angelo was our 15K stretch goal, and his is equally creepy, inspired by H.P. Lovecraft and Junji Ito, where the monsters under your bed are much darker than you realize, even in your worst nightmares. Will you survive, or will you be nothing more than the feast below the boy's bed? So those are some of the stretch goals that we've been able to cross. Some amazing things. The art's amazing. Beth has worked on it.
Oh my
We've
God,
had contributors who have been either have not published recently at all, or really trying to stretch their abilities and have given us amazing content. And it has been a amazing community effort. And it's the biggest part for us is it is the start of Bard House. This is our flagship project where we will be able to hire other fledgling writers, artists, designers, GMs, and so on to experience the art of publishing and expanding your realm in the industry. And Bard House gives you the opportunity to fly freely and create happily. So please check out Frankenstein5e.com to try to back the Kickstarter if you haven't, for your chance to get all the awesome stuff while it's available. There's also a backer exclusive for a GM planning binder that Beth has been working on. And also check out all the stuff we're doing in future Bard House stuff. We'll be working with a lot of people, and I know at least some people that you see on these streams will be on future things, on helping certain things here and there. So just be on the lookout for all things that me and Beth are doing. And thank you everyone, for anyone who's contributed to the Kickstarter. Beth and I are over the moon to have been able to do this, and we look so forward to making so much more and making things, well, beautiful just for you.
Thank you, Jade.
Go check it out.
And I will say, for the price of like a really nice dinner, you can get the PDF and the Roll20 shit, which, like, bare minimum, like, that's pretty good.
Or
Like,
better yet, the hardcover.
Or better yet, you could get the hardcover, where you get to stare at the beautiful art while it's in your hands.
We have, what is it? It's actually Roll20 and I believe Foundry VTT are the options. In case you're not a Roll20, you have Foundry VTT for those options. The other thing that me and Beth very adamantly were excited about is by getting most of the tiers, they also come with a player handout. That means for the GMs, when you have this book, you don't want to give your players the 300-page book with everything on it. You can actually give them the PDF of all the stuff they'll need to play. It's the character options, class features, things to help them play, and just enough lore about the setting to immerse themselves without spoiling the play itself. So, like, we've made sure that it's also ADHD accessible. So a lot of the content when you read is easier for comprehension, for readability. It's overall, we've considered all those aspects. Oh, and most of the prominent NPCs are either Black or women. Because we wanted to make sure that it felt that powerful. Hashtag Black Lives Matter.
Like Black Excellence. Let's go.
Woo.
And that note,
I am done
I'm
now.
your innkeeper, Logan. I'm here. I'm also here and here.
Yep.
On Saturday, we have our charity game for St. Jude. So please stop by. Please donate. Do whatever you need to do to come hang out with us and see what chaos unfolds as a group of adventurers try to figure out how to get a kid's parents back. that were wished away. But yeah, we're going to go raid Perception Studios. You guys all have a good night. Stay safe, and adventure awaits.
Good night, everybody.